Oh, once you miss one letter, it's all over.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm embarrassed.
So that's worst?
Oh, so much worse there.
Oh, so you don't need to make a screenshot of that one because.
Oh no, I'm screenshotting it.
All right. All right. How was it?
12.
Ooh.
What was yours,
What about
Rich?
6.8.
Wow.
Jeez.
So we're back. Guys, you should go to take a shower. You have the same clothes. Me as well. Now that I think. 1 week later. You see that.
This is our uniform one.
So today, this episode is going to be how to set up the Jade Plus. But before we start that, I don't know if you can tell us a little bit about Blockstream in general, how the Blockstream started, why did it make it so special, so people can know about a little bit about Blockstream. I don't know, Rick, Drew?
Sure, I could take it. So Blockstream was created in 2014, and it was created with some absolute legends of the Bitcoin space and cryptographers in the world. Since then, the reason they wanted to create Blockstream was to find ways to scale Bitcoin in various aspects. So over the years, they've built out layer 2 technology like Liquid. They've helped development in Lightning, like with C Lightning or CLN. And then the Blockstream has also started to work a lot in the self-custody space, so whether that's a hot wallet or a cold wallet. Hot wallet being Blockstream Green, or the cold wallet being the Blockstream Jade, and now the new Blockstream Jade Plus. And as a whole, Blockstream is just trying to make Bitcoin more entrenched into the entire world, whether that's through corporations using the back-end infrastructure, or whether that's you, the consumer, with hot wallets and cold wallets, storing your Bitcoin.
Awesome. Rick, do you want to add something to that?
I think you crushed it, Drew.
That's awesome.
All easier, yeah.
Yeah. So previous episode we finished talking about that people are afraid about self-custody, right? I think is the number one, if the most intimidating and scary thing is self-custody to Bitcoiners, the new ones. But it's actually way easier than people think, right? So let's start from the ground zero. Like, let's talk about, I don't know, today we're going to set up the Jade Plus, how to use it. I want to know, Rick, that's on you, I think. Why Jade? Like, maybe we can start talking about why you made this new cold storage, and then start simple and then level up, right? So yeah, let's start from here.
Cool. Yeah. So Jade Plus came out about a week and a half ago, but we've been working on it for the past year or so. And this device was mainly to be, the next generation, the next iteration of the original Jade Classic, which I have right here. The Jade Classic has been super popular device by the community. A lot of people love it for its versatility, its security, and overall just ability to go from beginner to veteran all with a single hardware wallet. We offer all kinds of communication methods, all kinds of advanced features, so it really has everything that a person would need for their whole Bitcoin journey. But of course, there's things that you can always improve on, and I think Jade Plus, we really wanted to make kind of a premium version, a premium experience of the original Jade. So you'll see them side by side here. We have a much larger screen, more vibrant display, more intuitive controls, and also some awesome extra features like Genuine Check, which verifies that your hardware was manufactured by Blockstream, and additional features such as connecting with the AirGap USB drive to do AirGap transactions and firmware upgrades and cool stuff like that. So again, just taking in feedback from the original Jade Classic from the community and trying to make the next generation version of this device.
And you're gonna still sell in the Jade Classic, or eventually it will be just the the version 2.
Yes, continue to support firmware upgrades, selling. Everything about Jade Classic it still exists. These run on very similar firmware. It's just different configuration files for the hardware. So nothing's changing on that front. Jade Classic is still an awesome option for entry level people wanting to get into the device without spending too much money. We got this at $79.99, if that's right, Drew. And then this starts at $149.99.
Yeah,
both supported and both work.
All right. And can you audit the code, like see the code and see how it works and the way it does on the device?
Yes, and I think that's also one of the reasons this device has been so popular within the community is Jade is fully open source, also fully open source hardware and firmware. So you can even build this device yourself if you want with off-the-shelf parts, just if you want to be really paranoid about it. But yeah, you can look at every little bit of code. You can rebuild the firmware yourself. You can make sure that what you see online on our GitHub page is the same code running on the Jade that you have. So if you have ever any concerns about it, there's a lot of eyes on this code. There's a lot of people who would be ready to publish an exploit if it popped up. So fully open source hardware and firmware with Jade and Jade Plus.
All right. So Drew, what do we need to start this before start setting up this? What do we need? You guys are the manufacturer, so I think the logical stuff is to order always from the manufacturer, right? Or preferably. Actually, guys, I have a discount link in the show notes. Probably it's going to pop up here. So I don't know. And also, I'm going to make an unboxing. I said that on the previous episode in a review. But yeah, we're here for set up this. So, Drew?
Yeah, so prefer you buy from the manufacturer. We do have a reseller program where we do vet the resellers, and they have to sign legal agreements that if they were to tamper with the device, the law starts to get involved. And then just that added benefit of the genuine check that Rich mentioned earlier. If you do buy from a reseller or Amazon, there is when you connect the device with Blockstream Green, it will tell you if the device was actually manufactured by Blockstream. This helps prevent evil maid attacks where an attacker would open the box, get past all the security of the box, and then they'll take out the bad or the good device and put in a bad tampered device to try and steal your funds. Now with Genuine Check, it'll tell you if the device is actually made by Blockstream or not. But any prerequisites to like wanting to buy a Blockstream Jade, there's really nothing you need to do. The Blockstream Jade, once you open the box, it has manuals inside that'll walk you from step 1 to you self-custodying your Bitcoin. We should run a contest to see who can set up a Blockstream Jade the fastest. But I am very confident in saying that you'd be able to go from zero Bitcoin wallet to self-custodying your Bitcoin in under 5 minutes with the Blockstream Jade.
Rick is going to do it in 2 minutes. Not just kidding. No, because we need to people find out how to do it properly. But yeah, and we also talk about ways to verify that comes from the warehouse, right? Like you mentioned that it needs to be right. It's not to be open. Otherwise, yeah. So probably you should go to check out the latest episode, right, guys? Rick, can you start? I don't know, to explain to people how to set up this and everything that you want to say.
Yeah. So let's just go from the beginning. I'll pull out my Blockstream Green app, so you can use Jade Plus with your laptop or your mobile phone. Blockstream Green is the dedicated Blockstream Jade software companion app that we recommend you use. We have a lot of great stuff in here for helping you set up and go through setup guides and kind of handhold you through the process if you'd like. But we work with all the popular apps: Sparrow, Spectre, Electrum, Nunchuck, Blue, all the other things out there. So we recommend Blockstream Green. We have a desktop and a mobile phone app. And essentially, you're going to just open up Green. It's going to say get started, and it's going to ask you how you want to secure your funds. So this is where we kind of are asking you, do you want a hot wallet or a cold wallet? One of the options will be to store your funds, secure your funds on this device, which would be your phone. But we want to use the hardware wallet option. So once you click the hardware wallet option, and I can show it if you want. I don't know if there's going to be a video here, but there will be a hardware wallet option. Perfect. Okay, so hardware wallet option. You're going to select that, and it's going to say, let's connect our Jade. So right away, it'll start looking for Bluetooth, Jade via Bluetooth, but you could also have a QR option here for AirGap communication if you'd like. But the Bluetooth is going to be recommended for most people, easy to set up. On desktop, there will be the USB option, and on Android, you'll also have a USB option. The iPhone has their USB port locked down pretty good, so you can't connect via that there, but you can use the provided cable that comes with in your Jade Plus box on Android or desktop. Once you go through that, Jade is going to start prompting you to set up your seed on the device. And so you will be presented with your seed phrase. Once you click in, you'll just go set up wallet, create new wallet, and you'll also have the option to restore your recovery phrase or your seed phrase if you're coming from another platform, another hardware wallet. Seed set up, written down, backed up, good to go. You're going to receive some cards in your box here. Underneath, we have this nice magnetic flap. Jade will be sitting in this little foam insert here. You can lift up the insert, and underneath is going to be, you're going to have recovery phrase cards, you're going to have instructions, you're going to have seed QRs for AirGap users. So once you have your seed phrase written down on there, you're good to go. Put that aside, keep it somewhere safe, and then you'll continue on Blockstream Green. That will essentially just give you the PIN entry process on Jade. So you'll be asked to set up a PIN. That PIN is going to be the thing that encrypts your seed phrase on Jade, so no one can take your funds if they find your device. After that, you'll go through the fun new process of doing a genuine check on Jade, and this is the process we referred to earlier, where Blockstream Green is checking to see if the Jade Plus you received was indeed manufactured by Blockstream. There's a key burned into the eFuse of this device that is unique to this device, and we know how many of these keys exist out there. And so Green will have your Jade sign a challenge, say, hi, are you a Blockstream Jade made by Blockstream? Jade will say yes, only genuine Jades can do that. And your Green app will let you know this is a good Jade or bad Jade. If it's a bad Jade, put it away and call us right away. Don't move forward if that's the case. And then you'll be presented with your wallet. Your wallet will appear. You'll have zero funds unless you restored your seed from elsewhere. All your funds will be generated from whatever platform you're using. You'll see everything pop up, and you'll be ready to go. Green will start asking you, there's a receive and a send button. We also included a buy Bitcoin feature pretty recently. So you can start buying Bitcoin directly to your Jade if you'd like, if you don't have anything in there yet. Or you can click receive and generate an address to be provided to your exchange, who will send you your Bitcoin to your Jade wallet, and you can send funds as well. And yeah, that's essentially the quick and easy setup.
Less than 5 minutes, you see, guys.
Too fast.
It will be shorter for you to set up than for what Rich took to explain
Correct.
it.
Yes.
Absolutely. I have some questions about that for people that probably is doing for the first time. So you mentioned a couple of things that probably people don't know. So just to give up a little bit of context, I'm going to ask you guys. One thing that you mentioned is that Jade support AirGap. So what is AirGap?
Yeah, so AirGap communications is becoming more popular with people. We don't necessarily recommend one method over the others. I think there's pros and cons for everything. But AirGap would be for people who don't want to use Bluetooth for whatever reason, don't want to use USB. You can communicate with your Jade and Green or other companion apps via QR codes only. So everything that you would ever do, again, Jade is just talking to your Green app in order to facilitate signing transactions. It's not really doing anything else besides passing messages back and forth to each other. So everything you can do via Bluetooth, you can also do with QR codes. For example, if you wanted to verify an address that belongs to your Jade on Green, you can either click verify on address, and if you're connected via Bluetooth, that message will pass over the address to Jade, and you can view it on your screen and confirm whether or not it's genuine. Or you can just scan a QR code of the address, and Jade can do the same thing. And so some people see it as a security benefit because you know exactly what data is being passed to Jade. There's no, Bluetooth, you don't know what messages are constantly being passed back and forth, and some people could see that as an attack vector. With QR codes, you're physically scanning any data that ever goes into your Jade. We say that, pick what you want, but we're not going to recommend anything because Bluetooth and USB do have a feature called anti-exfil, which is people have seen dark skippy type of attacks lately where someone could technically extract your private key over enough attempts we basically have a protection against that when you have Bluetooth and USB. QR code that doesn't exist because it would require multiple back and forths, and no one's really doing that yet. But again, just making the point clear that everything has its pros and cons. You pick what's best for you.
Rich, can you explain the Jade link in AirGap? What's this device and how does that help with the AirGap stuff?
Of course. So with Jade Plus, maybe the two biggest new features are the genuine check, which we mentioned, and also this new product we have called Jade Link. This is a prototype, so it doesn't have the logo etched, but yours will have a nice logo when you receive it. And this is essentially the same thing as what other companies are doing with SD cards. So instead of passing data back and forth via QR code in an AirGap manner, you're passing them back and forth via SD card, which you can use as well with Jade Plus, or just a generic USB drive. And so if you wanted to sign a transaction from Green, we don't support Jade Link yet, but that is coming. You can use Sparrow, for example. You would just pass that data onto your USB drive from your phone or from your laptop. You have your transaction on here, and you're just plugging it in to Jade Plus, viewing the transaction on there, and passing data back and forth via this thing. One of the cool things about Jade Link and Jade Plus is you can now do firmware upgrades in this manner too. So that makes it, it's 5 seconds to upgrade your firmware now, which, you don't have to do it all the time, but it is really nice benefit to sitting there for a couple minutes to do it that way. And this also opens up really cool other ways to communicate with mobile apps. For example, Blockstream Green is the only app that supports Bluetooth, and so you're kind of locked down there if you're going to use Bluetooth. But Nunchuck Blue Wallet on iPhone lets you use this method as well. So if you don't want to use Bluetooth, you have this as well as QR codes. Just one more way to do an AirGap transaction if you want to.
Awesome. Another question about that is that if it comes with this box, or you had to buy it separately.
Yes, this is an extra accessory that you can order. We have a bundle on the store, which gives you, I think, a 33% discount on the Jade Link if you wanted to do that. Cool thing is we support any FAT32 supported drive for the most part. So you can, again, just get like a generic USB SD card reader, do the same thing with something you can find elsewhere. But we recommend the Jade Link. We know it's going to work with your device, and it's got a really awesome form factor. So nothing's going to be dangling over the side, and it works really well. So yeah, that is on.
I want to jump in here. So to your question of is the Jade Link included in the box? We were going back and forth whether to include the Jade Link in the box or not. And the reason that we decided against it is if a new person was to start doing this pretty advanced setup, they have a higher likelihood of messing up along the process. And so we're trying to, I don't know if dissuade is the right word to use here, but we're trying to have a clear distinction of, hey, if you're newer, maybe stay away from the link right now. And if you're a seasoned veteran, hey, here's a really sweet discount, have at it. And the Jade Link you could buy at any point in the future. So when you do feel comfortable doing this more advanced setup, more advanced transaction sending, more advanced firmware upgrades, hey, just buy the device, the link for whatever, $20-$30, and you're ready to go.
Cuando dejas tus activos digitales en un exchange o en custodia de alguien más, te expones a riesgos de terceros no deseados. A diferencia del sistema bancario tradicional, Bitcoin te permite tomar el control total de tus fondos utilizando tus propias claves privadas. Esto te permite ser soberano y esencialmente tu propio banco. Al tomar el control de tus Bitcoins, puedes evitar riesgos innecesarios de terceros. Almacenar tus Bitcoins en custodia de terceros, como los exchanges, puede exponerte a ataques de actores malintencionados, gobiernos o estafadores que lo único que quieren es apoderarse de tu dinero. Las billeteras de hardware aumentan la seguridad de tu billetera porque tus claves privadas se almacenan en un dispositivo especializado que no está siempre conectado al Internet. Como te he dicho antes, mantener tus claves almacenadas en un dispositivo en línea puede exponerte a factores adicionales de ataque, por lo que se recomienda usar una billetera de hardware al almacenar grandes cantidades de Bitcoin durante largos periodos de tiempo. Jade es una billetera de hardware no custodial para Bitcoins y Liquid que ofrece opciones de firma simple y firmas múltiples. Yo personalmente lo utilizo para almacenar mis Bitcoins, ya que me siento mucho más seguro manteniendo mis Bitcoins en una billetera fría que en una almacenada, por ejemplo, en mi teléfono. Si estás pensando en adquirir uno para ti, no olvides utilizar el código de descuento de nuestro show, BitCorner Podcast. De esta forma estarás apoyando directamente el show y además obtendrás un 10% de descuento para la compra de tu billetera fría. So what is the safest place to put your seed phrase?
This is a loaded question, and we're going to give you like a super political answer here, and it depends. Like it depends on how much you're storing, how much you deem worth, like if it were to get stolen, how you would be able to sleep at night. There's layers to this. So you could store your seed words on that paper that comes with the box. That's totally fine. Whether you want it to be protected from fires, then you're going to put it on a metal plate that you could buy on the store. You can make your own. And if that's not enough, you could then have that and then a multi-sig. And then you have three seed phrases distributed around wherever. Your friend's house, your parents' house, and your, whatever. And like, there's so many ways to go about this. I don't know if Rich can speak for himself, but I would not feel comfortable telling someone this is the safest and there is no possible way for you to get attacked. That's just not the case. You have to take the time to think about all of the ways you want to protect yourself against certain attacks.
Yeah, an added complexity is probably way more of a reason for people losing their funds, not necessarily some sort of attack or $5 like someone just overcomplicating their setup is probably going to lead to way more fund loss than actual real threats from people. And so I think make sure whatever you do, you're comfortable with. Don't start doing a multi-sig if you don't know how multi-sig works, because if you lose the backup file, then your funds are gone, even if you have 2 of the 3 keys, if it's 2 of 3, for example. So there's a lot of things that just practice with it. Again, as you're more comfortable, you can increase the complexity. Just know that you need to be even more responsible in those situations. So is a seed phrase by itself going to be, a single seed phrase going to be okay for you? Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. So again, like you said, think about what you're scared of. What are you concerned about happening to you? What are you concerned about? Like, where's the attack going to come from? And then try to mitigate for that the best you can with the complexity level that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, because actually last year I was aware of that I think because Bitcoin is becoming little by little more mainstream, so there's other questions that are coming, and one of them was that. Actually, that's why I brought Drew last year, because it was like a small introduction about miniscript and time locks, because then the next guest was a guy here from Barcelona. He's working on a project that is called Rewind Bitcoin, that basically what you do is to build a wallet that protects you from physical attacks. That's what you say, right? Like, depends who is attacking you. But this one was coming from physical attacks. So the idea of that was to have a second wallet that if you're going to be, this is really extreme, but in case you're kidnapped, there's a way that you, when you are in this situation, all your funds go to the emergency fund, the emergency hardware wallet, and it's like way far from where you are, right? So, and cool. Yeah, and it's cold and everything. So yeah, I think right now we're seeing little by little that there are some projects behind that, like Liana, Drew also mentioned, you today mentioned about that. So yeah, it's quite interesting.
For sure.
Guys, we're going to start wrapping up. I know that you need to leave. So, or we can continue. No, you have another meeting, right?
Yeah. Whatever you want.
All right. So the other question that probably people are thinking, I know that you mentioned a little bit about that, but I want to go deep into that. Like, what are the main difference between the classic one and the new version? Like, what is actually new? What have you been working so hard this past year on it?
Take it, Rich.
Cool. Yeah, so the two main, I would say, kind of feature differences are the genuine check, which is specific to the Jade Plus hardware. So again, lets you confirm that the Jade Plus you received was made by Blockstream. Second main one is the Jade Link functionality, so AirGap transactions and firmware upgrades via SD card or via file. But a lot of the work has gone into kind of the UX of it and easiness of use, how it actually functions day to day when you're interacting with it. And so, as you can see here, the screen is much larger. We have the Jade Plus and the Jade Classic. similar form factor, similar size, but obviously much different in a few ways. It's a little bit thinner, about the same-ish height, though, as you can see. And we replaced this jog wheel, this jog wheel up here, left and right. Some people really, really like it, but it's also a little finicky if you're trying to be accurate with like entering a recovery phrase or something. You might push it one thing too far. And so we've gone with these 2 buttons on top instead. You can also use these as a select if you'd like to, and we still have this side select button if you want as well. And so faster to use, more accurate, I would say, just based on the controls there. Larger screen, it's going to be faster in a lot of ways, and so you'll see that with the camera. If you are an AirGap QR user, the camera is bumped up to a higher resolution now, and so everything's going to pick up much easier when you're trying to scan QR codes compared to the Jade Classic. The larger screen also displays the QR codes larger compared to the small one, and so your poor laptop webcam isn't going to have to work as hard when you're scanning a bigger QR. And we have this nice, beautiful metal option that people have been commenting on a ton. We have this lighter gray, and this silvery, shiny one, along with a black and kind of a base plastic. So,
mine's silver lunar. Lunar.
Okay, cool. That's going to be this shiny one then.
That's cool. Uh-huh.
So yeah, overall form factor, way easier to use, hardware improvements, new features. It's going to be kind of the next level when you're ready for some of these things like that.
All right. Drew, anything that you want to add?
Yeah, not to come off as like a sleazy marketer right here, but initial reviews from people that we sent a couple devices to is that they commented on how much better the camera is and how much better of an experience scanning QR codes is from the device. With the larger screen, just having that bigger QR code, people are saying like, oh, it's actually night and day. Like rave reviews. Like people love this now. So you don't have to trust me. You don't have to trust Rich. Like you could watch third-party reviews of the camera, of the QR scanning, and they're saying it's a new device essentially. So that's what I'm personally most excited about.
Awesome. 2 more questions for you guys, and then the little game that is surprising and we're gone. So, what is the next big thing coming from Blockstream that you can share? I need to ask.
What's not coming, Juan? What's not coming? We're gonna make self-custody easier for people and not such a scary thing.
Awesome, Rick. Anything that you want to
add? Yeah, I mean, kind of alluding to it a little bit earlier, but the buy Bitcoin feature in the app, some things that are just going to make it where, as Bitcoin prices rise, I'm sure everyone's getting texts from their buddies who aren't in it yet. And how do I get involved? What is this thing? We want to be the app that you download this and you're good to go, and make it easy for people. No more, fewer complications, ways that anyone that you send this thing to is going to be able to figure it out and set it up. Yeah, that's all I'll say for now, but stay tuned.
All right. That's the excuse so you can guys come in the future again.
Maybe we're going to have to make these more frequent going forward. How about
Love
that?
Love it. Actually, I love when I have, especially when I have you guys, but when I have multiple people in the podcast, it's like very nice. That's awesome.
We love hanging out.
Yeah. And my other question is that what we will say to people that are scared to self-custody, that they rather prefer to trust in an exchange or bank or wherever, that they don't want to deal with the responsibility of a seed phrase. So what we tell that why cold storage is safer and actually that not difficult to do, so they can give it a shot on it.
Sure. I would tell them, take a deep breath. Treat this like riding a bicycle. When you first started riding a bicycle, were you told to do the Tour de France? Nope. So then why are you going to pressure yourself to do the Tour de France of self-custody right at the beginning? Just take a deep breath. The people that are telling you that it is scarier than it actually is have never done it themselves. Take it from someone that has done it, whether that's me or Rich or Juan or any other person on YouTube or Twitter or in real life, and they're like, you know what? It wasn't actually all that bad. The first time you do it, a little scary, You don't have to send thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, even hundreds. You could send $10. Like, it's okay. You don't have to go 0 to 100 overnight. Don't do that. Take a deep breath. Take your time. There's no rush. Join the revolution. Self-custodying Bitcoin is like the coolest thing maybe ever. And you're going to pass up on the opportunity because someone that's never done it told you it's scary. That's lame.
True. Rick, what about you?
Exactly what Drew said. Take your time. Once you delete your seed off of your hardware wallet or your phone and you restore it with the seed, you will realize how not scary it is. It's a magical process when you see 0 funds, restore your seed, everything pops back up, no matter what app you use, where you are. And so, again, try it out and go through, like, well, what if I lost my seed? Like, what would you do? Think of the backups. Think of how you would handle things. Go through a couple examples and scenarios and test them out. And just once you're comfortable with everything, you know how to restore it, you know how to get everything back to where it was, send the real amount of funds over after you played around a little bit. So take your time, figure it out.
All right. And guys, any final thoughts that you want to share with people probably that I didn't ask about this new product, about Jade Plus? Now's the time.
Rich and I are biased, obviously, so don't listen to us if you don't want to. We're not trying to be sleazy car salesmen. We're not trying to lead you astray for a device that actually is not good. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to Juan when he gives an actual review. We're asking Juan not to be nice. If he doesn't like anything about it, we're telling him, not asking, we're telling him to be crucial about it. Go to other third-party review sites. Listen to what people are saying about the device. We are super proud of it. We're biased, obviously, but you will be happy with the device. That's all I'll say. I really do think that. I think we really do think that.
I'm excited to try it.
Let us know. I mean, same as what Drew was saying. We've been working on this thing for a while. I've had prototypes for getting close to a year now, surprisingly, and I still can't put the thing down. And I'll find every excuse I can do to go just test a new feature, mess around with something, just so I can play with the device more. So, again, you could say I'm biased, but played with a lot of hardware wallets, and I'm super excited. This one's super intuitive, fun to use, has every feature I want. But let us know. I can't wait to hear feedback as these things are starting to get shipped out. We're looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right, guys. This is something that I promised Drew. We're going to do a little game because obviously the past episode, it was the question that I have in the podcast from my previous guest. So we haven't done that yet. That's going to be on the next episode when my next guest come to the podcast. So this is a game that is actually not mine and didn't invented that, but it's a really cool game that I have seen in another podcast that I love a lot. I don't know if you have seen that. That is called Waveform Podcast from MKBHD. So whatever they do is that when someone comes to the podcast, they do this alphabet game to see which one is the fastest to write the alphabet from A to C. So that's when we're going to do that. This is not the first time that we do that. Actually, I have a score about that I have to update. But guys, you are in the computer every single day, every single time. So let's see who's the fastest.
Drew knows how many edited messages I have in Slack just after my horrible typos.
Really?
Everyone is just edit. I gotta shoot my thoughts for Drew while I still have them, and whatever form they come out, that's how they come out.
This seems hilarious.
A couple of things that you need to know. Don't press enter by the end, otherwise you will restart and you will lose the timing.
Good to know.
And the other thing is that you have to be really aware what you're typing, because, for example, you're going to ABC, but then you don't type D and you type E, it will continue the time, but you need to type D, otherwise it will continue recording.
Can I just backspace and get to it?
Yeah, so you have to be really aware about A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Does it have to be all caps like I'm seeing on screen? Doesn't matter.
I think it doesn't matter.
Okay. Making sure.
All right, cool. Juan, are you giving a 3, 2, 1 go, or are we just sending you the screenshot?
Up to you. I'll tell you whenever you're ready. It can be 1 and 1, so you don't you don't have to do it at the same time.
Oh, we're going at the same time.
I'm starting.
All right. So 3, 2. Are you ready?
Do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
What's your time, Drew?
9.441.
Ooh.
What about you?
0.698. I'll happy to share a screenshot.
Yeah. Do a screenshot for the 3 times that you're gonna do it, because we're gonna keep the best one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Just keep
my
going.
ears. Are you ready, Drew?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh no. Oh no. Once you miss one letter, it's all over.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm embarrassed.
So that's worst.
Oh, so much worse there.
Oh, so you don't need to make a screenshot of that one, because.
Oh no, I'm screenshotting it.
All right. All right. How was it?
I beat
12.
Ooh.
What was yours,
What about
Rich?
6.8.
Wow.
Jeez.
All right. This is the last one. Are
I
you
got
both are you both competitive?
Oh, clearly.
No, I love losing, Juan. I love losing.
I don't know. All right, so let's see the last one. The one that is the winner is going to win. Congratulations from my part.
Yes.
It's the only prize I want.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. His face is not good.
Absolutely
what?
scorched.
How was
All
it?
right.
Mine is 11.5.
That's
My
better.
best is still the 6.8.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the first one, right?
Second one. I beat it by
Oh, second
0.1.
All
Let's see if
right.
I can share it.
Well, if there's a keylogger, they can laugh at me because I got scorched.
Just send me the best timing and I'll add to the score. Actually, I don't remember what you're doing, man.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah,
Dang.
I took a screenshot of
Rich
that.
cheated. That's
6.6. Oh, yeah, 6.69. Okay, that was the best one. First one.
Yeah, probably you're the fastest in this podcast, I think.
Ooh.
Probably. I need to check the other ones. But
I'll be training for next time.
yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Do you like it?
Love it. Sorry, Drew.
Yeah,
I've
that's
been
just-
holding your head for a while now.
Yeah, I know. I like it, but I don't like it because I got absolutely smoked there.
Well, now you need to know that you have to practice more.
That's right.
Making those emails. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on the podcast in these 2-part episodes. So thank you again. I'm gonna do my best to deliver the best review possible about this. I'm gonna be mean if necessary because people need that, and also they trust me. But you shouldn't. You should watch whatever I do on it. So probably my plan is to do an unboxing that will be fast, and then I'll do a couple of tests about this, and then I'll deliver to the audience. So yeah, once again, thank you for being on the podcast, for your time and explaining everything about self-custody, and in this episode particularly about Jade Plus, and congratulations about everything that you're doing, guys.
Thank you,
Thanks
Juan.
for having
It's
us,
a lot
Juan.
of fun. Yeah, can't wait to be back. Let us know what you think.
All right, and guys, see you on the next episode next week. So stay tuned and ciao.